what community is about. We've been through some hard things, and most recently this week, and as we reflect on 11, what happens in crisis is we come together, and I'm excited about this day today. I'm really grateful for, again, we can come up with this idea, but we have 28 nonprofits come up with service projects for all of you, and several of the organizations. We had an amazing generosity of Hearth and Hill, Hilltop Hospitality. They provided all the burritos. How good were those? And we had Julie Hopkins Real Estate provide all those unbelievable donuts. We had the market provide the fruit, and we had Bagel Den provide the coffees. So we are really grateful. We've also had, when you go to most of your projects today, there'll be a bunch of snacks. Chasing Atlas Travel just kind of called me up the other day and just said, we are just so excited. We want to support something that is grassroots, that's bringing our community together. She's like, what can we do? And I said, well, everybody likes snacks. So she brought over, you all have snacks. Those are provided by Chasing Atlas Travel. So yay to them. But I want to just say a heartfelt thanks. We've had people come up from different parts of the state, even today. When we come together, our mission for Park City Humanitarians, which we are just a group, if you want to join our group, you can just send us an email at serveparkcity@gmail.com. We have a Google group that we add people to, and nonprofits in the community will reach out, like Summit County Clubhouse, and say, hey, somebody needs a ride, or hey, we need a bunch of volunteers for KPCW, and if you want to be a part of that, join us. We just meet kind of every other month. But Park City Humanitarians is the host, and I want to say thank you to all of our Park City Humanitarians that are part of this today, too. I will turn the time over to Danny Glasser, who will introduce the rest of our program, but thank you so much for being here today. I'm so proud of the community that we live in. Our logo was designed by Liz Craig Myers to highlight that first flag that was hung up on the White Barn, which is the symbol of our community. That was hung up right after 9/11 by Mike. Where's Mike? And Troy. They are here, they work with the city. And that single act of service, they did it on their own volition, found the biggest flag they could find and hoisted it up there. I remember seeing that right after 9/11 and just feeling like this incredible, like our community is going to make it through this and everything's going to be okay. So our little acts of service can have massive impact. And thank you all for being part of that today.
I'm Danny Glasser, and I'd like to start off just by thanking Karen for bringing this day to us, and for Karen, thank you so much for the vision and the grit to make this happen. This was born out of a lot of hard work by her and grabbing people along the way, myself included. I'm thankful that you brought me along on this trip. Today is about service above self, and all of you here and the people who are going to meet up at your work sites are doing that, and I couldn't be more proud of our community to come together in this time and work together for the betterment of our community and for our non-for-profits and for our city and for all those environments that we live amongst, and it's wonderful to have you here. I'd also like to recognize that the people standing behind me from the Summit County Sheriff's Department, from the Park City Police Department, from the Fire District, do that every day. They put service first every day. And they keep us safe, and they are great representatives of our community. I'd also, just on a side note, our first responders from 9/11 right now are at risk of losing some of their healthcare benefits, and that's something we should be aware of, and we should lobby for if we can, protect our first responders in every way we can. As Karen said, the rest of the program coming up, we're going to have, right after me, I'm going to bring up Bryce Nelson, firefighter, Park City High School graduate, taught skiing for both Summit County as well as kids in Park City. He has worked as a medic for the Army Reserves. He is incredibly passionate about our community and thankful for Park City having helped raise him. So he'll be speaking right after me. After that, we're gonna have Lieutenant Nelson come up and talk to us a little bit about what a last call is, and we'll have a last call that'll go out across the airwaves in town. And then we'll finish up with a performance of Taps by Cohen Nelson, who's up here as well. So with that, let me bring Bryce and Allison up.
Can everybody hear me all right? Sweet. Well, thank you for that introduction. That was great. I just wanted to start this morning off with a quick quote from Mr. Rogers. The real issue in life is not how many blessings we have, but what we do with our blessings. So words cannot describe the gratitude I feel for this opportunity to send you off into the celebration of the National Day of Service and Remembrance. While I was in high school, I was fortunate enough to attend a service trip to Antigua, Guatemala with the Park City Rotary Club. It was through that trip that I realized the true beauty of service to others. I realized that self-worth is not determined by a bank account, but by how you treat your neighbor. Today holds a heavy place in many of our hearts. I was only 7 years old when I witnessed the events of 9/11. I sat in front of the TV in my grandparents' shop trying, with all 7 years of my life experience, to comprehend what was taking place. That day was to mark the deadliest terrorist attack ever recorded in human history. It was meant to cause chaos and breed division. However, it also displayed an extreme example of compassion and selflessness that we share and now celebrate today. So we commend the firefighters that ran into the buildings, the law enforcement officers who attempted to maintain order despite impossible odds, and the everyday citizens who stepped in to help victims and work to heal a broken city. Fast forward to today, 24 years later. I'm surrounded by hundreds of fellow community members, all coming together, not to avenge, not to perpetuate hate or resentment, but to simply do good for others. That day was once held such a heartbreaking and suffering and anger invoking day, now is in its place, represents love and kindness to others. I want to take this moment to honor those who enacted the ultimate example of service. I want to remember the events of 9/11 and specifically lift up those who rushed to the aid of strangers and sadly perished. At their core, they decided not to flee from danger and possible death, but advance towards it. They chose not to be ruled by fear, but to rule over it. It is their actions that I want us all to be inspired by today as we go and follow their example of service. So what is service? Simply put, it's doing work for others. But I prefer to dig deeper. What service really is the fulfilling action of love and compassion. It has power. It holds the potential to restore communities from destruction, invoke healing from heartbreak, forgive damage caused by hate, fight suffering, cope with tragic loss, and calm the chaos of this wild planet that we call home. It brings order to the confusion and brings those who disagree back together. It's seeing a need and acting. It's not transactional. It's done without the expectation of payment or accolades. Mother Teresa said this: love has to be put into action, and that action is service. I want everyone to think back to a moment when you were helped in a time of need. How did it make you feel? Your fears may have transformed into relief. Your distress morphed into peace. Your feeling of worthlessness may have shifted into pricelessness. Please continue to contemplate these moments in your life as you go off to your assigned opportunities today. Those same experiences that you experienced are what we're about to pass on to others as we work today. Now, like all good things, there are barriers to overcome. There are moments that even when the outcome is purely positive, we struggle to act. This is because serving isn't easy. To donate precious time, resources, personal comfort is not a concept naturally mastered in today's society. We may tell ourselves, just stay out of it. Someone else will do it. I don't have time for that. I'm too busy, or what's in it for me. However, you all have come here today to be the person you were always meant to be. You are throwing out the voice that says me, and you're choosing we. Together, only we can help facilitate the healing of the sick, restore nature for future generations, bring joy to the forgotten, support and love our furry friends in need of homes, feed the hungry, beautify buildings, comfort the homeless, and so much more. We are on our way from a good life to a great life. We have the ability to make our needs and wants secondary and to the empowerment of the less fortunate. This is the version of yourself that says no to the excuses, says no to the inconveniences, and says, I will. I will to the joy and the love and the healing that can only be attained through compassion for another. Martin Luther King stated that everyone can be great, everyone can serve. Let's embody his words today as we join forces with each other to elevate our neighbors' needs above our own. Thank you, Park City.
Thank you so much, Bryson. Lieutenant Nelson, if you don't mind coming up, joining me.
Good morning. I'm Lieutenant Snelson with the Park City Police Department. Our dispatch is going to do a ceremonial last call over the radio. What that last call represents are the police officers and the firefighters who lost their lives in the line of duty. And today we're honoring the men and women who sacrificed their lives protecting our community. Thank you.
American Airlines Flight 11 struck the North Tower of the World Trade Center. 17 minutes later, at 9:03 a.m., United Airlines Flight 175 struck the South Tower. At 9:37 a.m., American Airlines Flight 77 struck the Pentagon. At 9:59, the South Tower collapsed. At 10:03 a.m., United Airlines Flight 93 crashed into a field after the passengers fought to retake control of the plane with a rallying cry, "Let's roll." At 10:28 a.m., the North Tower fell. That day, 72 law enforcement officers, 343 firefighters, and 8 EMTs and paramedics gave their lives in the line of duty. Though gone, they will never be forgotten. Their watch has ended. We will carry on in their honor, and we will never forget. Dispatch clear.
Thank you all so much. Have a great day today. Enjoy your projects. Get out there and work together and just have a lot of fun.
Thank you, Cohen Nelson, and thank you, first responders, and thank you, all of you. Go have an awesome time. Project start at 9:30. The city project starts right over here shortly. So So thank you, everybody.